the song is like sick. I mean, I don't know what to
Yeah.
say about it. It's like a top tier Tony Levin, Bill Bruford groove.
Yeah, I mean, just listen to that groove going in, man.
I know.
Ding, ding,
It's
ding,
just
ding, ding, ding.
it's just nasty. I gotta play the beginning again. This part. Okay. Hello and welcome to another episode of Music and Words Unite. I am your co-host Troy, and with me I have my friend and co-host Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Hey guys.
And today we are going to be doing a track by track, in depth album review of this album right here, Beat by King Crimson. Have you ever heard this album before? Oh, look at Mark. Mark's got one
Oh,
on deck
backwards.
to backwards.
Have I ever heard this album? What are you,
Have you
crazy?
ever? I'm talking about I'm talking to listeners. Have you ever heard this album? If
Uh,
not, you might find this episode at least interesting. And if you have heard this album, maybe you'll find the episode interesting. And the reason for that is because to me, this is all new, right? To Mark over there, wait, this way. No, the camera's backwards. This way, Mark. Yes, you're over there. Sorry, the camera's backwards and it messed with me. Totally messed with me. Mark is very familiar with this album, Mark, right? This is one of your favorite bands. Am I not mistaken?
oh, absolutely.
Right. So one of Mark's favorite bands, and I am now discovering King Crimson through this channel mainly. I had heard a few King Crimson songs in my life before this, but not much, to be honest with you. So we did an episode recently about Discipline, which I thought was a total prog rock masterpiece, actually. And you can
You
see
bet.
my whole reaction and review of it if you want to on the channel. Yes, Mark.
You bet your ass it is.
Yes. So the question is, as a King Crimson, pretty much a newbie, how do I think this one stacks up to Discipline? That's one question you could be asking yourself because it came right after, not right after, but sequentially after Discipline, right?
It was only a year after.
So pretty much right after in terms of music goes.
Yeah.
So Mark, anything you want to say before we get started?
Um. Yeah. So they kind of took an approach on this album with like making. I mean, you could say this is a concept album. Um. It's based on like the beat writers, like Beat Generations, like Jack Kerouac and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It like musically, sonically, I'm gonna say it sounds similar to Discipline, even though it doesn't, because
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's how insane this band is, especially on these '80s albums. There's like a couple songs where it's just like pure absolute chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than that though, still a similar sound. Adrian Blue, incredibly underrated musician and singer, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't get enough credit. Gets kind of overshadowed by the other three guys in the band, who are all Hall of Fame legend virtuoso musicians, um, as in Robert Fripp, Tony Levin, and Bill Bruford.
Right.
Um, so I want to say this with like no, not even with a grain of salt, just kind of going into it. A lot of people think this is the weakest of the three '80s albums.
Mm-hmm.
And while I love this album and I love all of their albums and especially the '80s albums, I tend to agree.
Okay.
But as time goes on, the tracks that I love on this album have been like some of my favorite King Crimson songs, like overall, that I revisit
Okay.
a lot. So, um, that's why I kind of want to say that with with like a grain of salt, maybe like an asterisk next to it.
I see.
We'll,
Okay.
we'll we'll get into that though, and I'm sure we probably have similar opinions too. So
Okay. Who knows? But you know what we'll do, Mark? Let's start off with the first song, which is Neil, Jack, and Me. I'm going to play a clip from the beginning. All right, Mark. Well, that was a clip from Neil and Jack and Me. So I'm supposed to go first always, right? Okay. Yeah, Mark. So this is one of. Okay, let's just talk about the music first before we get to the vocals and all that. Um, It reminded me of some of the stuff on Discipline in the sense of it had this really straight kind of funky groove, right? With the Chapman stick and,
hmm
Tony Levin, Bill Bruford just locking in the groove. It's just
hmm
awesome, right? And then around that, the guitars are playing in odd time signatures. And in fact, this song is polymetric just
Yep.
like some of the other songs on Discipline were. And there's one part, one guitar that's playing in 5/4, and the other
And
one's playing
seven
in
eight.
7/8. Yeah,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
creating this crazy polymetric thing going on. It's, if you listen, by the way, I would encourage you go listen. Forget the clip I just played. Go listen to this, preferably with headphones on, because the way that they pan the guitars and the odd time signatures, it sounds like incredible. And then the drums and the bass are straight in the pan, so it's like straight up and down, and you hear these guitars. It just sounds like incredible in headphones. So, yeah, Mark. First of all, just musically, I think the song is beautiful. I think it's brilliant. It picks up to me right where Discipline left off,
Hmm.
musically, in a way, and it reminds me a little bit of Frame by Frame. How Frame by Frame has these kind of really nice melodies that come in, right, and over these polymetric riffs and things like that.
Yeah.
So I was right away. I was like, oh, because I like Discipline so much and I like Frame by Frame so much, it was felt at home right away. A nice continuation. But as we just listen, as the song builds and it transitions towards the end, it kind of goes a different place, and it has a somber sound. And the first half of the song I wouldn't call somber sounding really, but the last quarter or so kind of turns into that. And I had in some notes, right? Like, I don't know fully what the song is talking about, to be honest with you. Maybe you know more. But I think it's talking about maybe a couple things. I looked it up, and there was some Beat Generation poets. And by the way, I know nothing about that, so I'm just looking stuff up. But Jack Kerouac, am I saying?
Kerouac.
Kerouac, excuse me, and Neil Cassidy. I think that maybe
Yep.
it's talking about that, right? And
Yeah.
but there's lyrics in here that talking about hotel room homesickness and
Hmm.
no sleep, and absent lovers, right? And I
Yep.
would, and there seems to be a theme on this record, as well as some of the stuff on the other record, about maybe Adrian Belew missing his wife. To be honest with you,
Oh
and
yeah.
I
Yeah.
hear that a lot in this song. And my last thing I got to say about this one, Mark, to turn it over to you, is one thing that jumped out at me more on this album than Discipline did. And by the way, I thought Discipline's a complete masterpiece of prog rock album. Was I actually think the vocal performances are better on this album.
I think so too.
Yeah. So that's my initial review.
So that was one of the points I was gonna make. Is just like this is kind of where Adrian Belew really separated himself as not just a great guitarist, but also a great vocalist.
Hmm.
His vocals on this album are incredible. Like I said, like the end of that song, Neil and Jack and me, just like I probably listened to that song like 300 times in my life, and every single time I listen to it, I get goosebumps at the end.
Hmm.
It's just like I don't understand. I don't even understand in my small music-minded brain how somebody playing in 5/4 and 7/8 in different polymetrics could like make me feel emotional in that way. I don't know why. Because I'm not like a musically minded person really. I like
Hmm.
music, but when it comes to like music theory, I'm pretty like brainless. But um, it's just like, and like a lot of people would be like, it's progressive rock. Like, how could it be emotional? It's like, you know what? I just want to tell people that say that like to go f themselves because
Do it.
like
It's
I
your show.
honestly, if anybody ever said that to me, I would. But
Yeah.
it's like, it's like
Right.
dorks on Reddit. So,
Sure.
um, that ending is just so moving to me, and I just love it, and I literally get goosebumps every time I hear it. And
Sure. Yeah.
like this track and a few others on here are really like these would be Desert Island King Crimson tracks for me. Like this, that would definitely 100%. I mean, what an opener! This is a stronger opener in my opinion than Elephant Talk is on Discipline. Honestly,
I can see that. Yeah. I can see
I
it.
think it's a perfect progressive rock song through and through. I love it.
So Elephant Talk is a great song, and it opens that, and it's almost like in a way, it's a little bit of a troll because it it opens like the new, King Crimson off with something that's like sounds like it's out of left field compared to the music before that, right?
Right.
But when I say troll, I happen to like when people troll if the music is really good. So that's I'm saying it as a compliment actually. As you know, Mark, I tend to like a lot of stuff like that. So
Oh,
yeah,
sure, yeah.
I think well, Elephant Talk is a great song, fantastic opener. This one is a very emotional song, and it has a mix of Elephant Talk, frame by frame, and its own stuff that's going on here. And
Oh,
I think
also
it's yeah,
to address the lyrics, sorry to cut you off, but
yeah, please, yeah.
I believe that he takes mentions from a bunch of Kerouac's novels.
Mm,
Um, so he wrote a book called Satori in Paris, which is, one of the songs on here is called Satori in Tangier.
mm-hmm,
We'll talk about it when we get there, but um, he has Jack Kerouac has a book called The Subterraneans, which he addresses in this song, like living out of a hotel room and such.
okay.
And that's actually the Subterraneans is like very inspirational to a lot of musicians. Like the Bob Dylan song Subterranean Homesick Blues is like driven from that.
Okay.
And then in turn, the Radiohead song "Subterranean Homesick Alien" is also a take on that. Um, but yeah, just to clear that up for you.
Cool. Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, love this song. Great song.
Yeah,
To me, this
excellent
song could fit right in with Discipline and be a highlight of that album too, actually.
for sure, for sure.
So the next one, Mark, is Heartbeat. And I will play a clip from that. I was literally like gonna play the whole song. Mark, I gotta stop at some point. Um, I'll go first because I'm supposed to. The
Sure.
way we do these episodes, by the way, folks, is if one of us is like a favorite and the other person's new, the new person always goes first. That's our way we do it. So, all right. I said this is the closest thing I've ever heard to a pop style song from King Crimson so far.
Yep. Hmm.
And I say that in the best way, actually, because it shows that they can write a more pop sounding song, and a very good one at that. And still, while the beat is pretty straight, it's pretty straight ahead beat, there is some very interesting things that are going on with the rhythm, kind of pushing back and forth. So it's not as straight as it seems, is what I'm saying. Although the
Right.
time signature is 4/4, they're playing around with how it feels underneath, and
Hmm.
it has this like motion to it that's really really nice. To me, it's a highlight of the album when it comes to Adrian Belew's vocal performance and lyrics as well. Obviously, this to me, it's similar to the last song what I was talking about, where he's talking about his wife. There's a lot of songs about his wife and vice versa, actually, I think, on this album. And for me, this is a song you probably wouldn't hear on Discipline, because there's no song on Discipline that sounds like this. And that's what makes this album a little more unique in a way. I mean, unique compared to Discipline because it doesn't sound like, to your point, it's not just another Discipline. It's its own thing. And I really appreciated that, actually. I thought it was cool to have, because you never know, right? It comes out a year after Discipline. The opening song kind of sounds like Frame After Frame, it's that kind of vibe at the beginning, and then it obviously changes. And now this just sounds way different. So I thought that was really cool. I really like this song. To me, this is one of the highlights of the album. Even the
Sure.
first song was one of the highlights. So yeah, both the first two songs come out the gate like super strong. What do you think about this
Hmm.
one?
Um, I think personally, this song, I don't think they'll ever come this close to making like an actual single.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like King Crimson and like single don't really like go together too well
Right.
because I mean, if you listen to Discipline before, I don't think there's any track on that album that that I could release to the public that I would think would ever become like a big single where it would be
Mm-hmm.
like super popular. It's just it's too complex for the normal like radio listener
Mm-hmm.
to comprehend. Even
Sure.
for me, after hundreds of listens over the years, like
Right.
there's still parts where I'm just like, what is going on in this song? Like what the hell are they doing? Robert Fripp is a maniac.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but like this song though, I mean like I think like if you snuck this into like a radio show and like played it for people, I think they could really like it. It has like
Mm-hmm.
such a nice like 80s almost new wave-ish like sound to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not overly progressive, although there is, like you said, some stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, doodling around in 4/4 but doing these crazy like little, you know, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point, but um
It's all right.
all I'm gonna say is that
Mm-hmm.
this is a great, straightforward track. I think anybody could like it. If you're a King Crimson noob or a veteran, it's a great song. You can appreciate it. Um, like you said, his vocals are top tier on this song. Um, yeah, I love it. Great two first tracks.
All right, love the song. To me, this was one of the best songs on the album. It's up there for
Definitely.
me. Great. All right. The next one is Santori in Tangier. I'll play a clip from this one.
It's got a long intro. You can start it at like 40 seconds.
All right. All right, Mark. That was a clip from the beginning of Santori in Tangier. The song is like sick. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. It's like a top tier Tony Levin, Bill Bruford groove.
Yeah, I mean, just listen to that groove going in, man.
I know.
Ding, ding,
It's
ding,
just
ding, ding, ding.
it's just nasty. I gotta play the beginning again. This part, okay.
Yeah.
And can you correct me on something?
Hmm.
There is no synths, right? It's all guitar
It's all
synthesizers.
guitar. All guitar.
I mean, I've heard of guitar synths, but I've when I'm listening to this album, especially with the headphones on, I'm hearing what sounds like synthesizers in both ears and multiple songs, and it's all guitar.
Yeah, listen to like the when it comes in there, like it sounds like a synthesizer, but it's a guitar synth.
Yeah, it's all guitars, everything. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. It sounds like synths. It's just. I mean, I know maybe it's some people that's going to sound well, yeah, obviously, but I mean, what I'm saying is it's not just the lead when he's playing the lead, I can kind of tell it's a guitar, even though it sounds like a synth. But the
Mhm.
synths that are going on in the background, like this part right here,
Yeah, it
that doesn't
does.
sound like a guitar. It
No,
sounds
it
like
sounds like a
yeah,
synthesizer.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. It's awesome. I mean, this instrumental is just it's kick ass. It's great. It's
Hmm.
awesome. You could put it right on Discipline to me. But one of the things I didn't notice in Discipline is the use of these types of. I know there was guitar synth work on it, that I know, but it seems like they're really laying into it more on this album, especially like where it sounds more like synths, like we just pointed out, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so that makes this album a little bit different in musically than Discipline as well. But if you just put it on Discipline, I could hear it too. You know, it could fit right in. But I think this one was great. I love this song. What do you think about this one, Mark?
Yeah. I mean, it's of the multiple instrumental songs on this album. This one I think is the my favorite. Um,
Mine too. Yeah, it's mine
just
too.
with
Yeah.
just with that groove coming in and like you said, like the layered like synth guitar, and it's just like, and then it's got like his like electronic drums just sound awesome. They just because I think if you put acoustic drums on this song, it would have sounded weird, given
Mm-hmm.
like the synth and like the Chapman stick based beat of the song. But I think it sounds perfect with like or the electric drums. And like the middle section is amazing too, and it's just like, oh man, so good. Just like the first three tracks are just so solid, man. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so this song is actually named after another book from a beat writer. I believe it's Kerouac also,
Mm.
called Satori in Paris, which I talked about before. Um, the Tangier part of the song is Tangier in Morocco, which was like a big spot where all like beat writers went to like get inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like the on the last album, the song Sheltering Sky,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the guy the writer of that book, Paul Bowles, actually lived in Tangier as well. So
Mm.
so there's like connections between the two albums. So obviously like Beat Writers was like a very big inspiration for not even just these two albums, but all three albums for the 80s incarnation. Um but yeah, musically, I mean, like, what can I say? Like, just four virtuoso musicians just absolutely destroying it. So,
Song sick. I mean,
mhm.
one of the Tony Levin's best work on this album. It's just nasty. It was a great song.
Yes, sir.
The next one is Waiting Man. I gotta play a clip from that. That's one of the sickest grooves I've ever heard in my life. It sounds like a little bit like um, old school Michael Jackson, like the guitar riff, right? But with a super complex polyrhythmic groove rolling around it. So it's like it's pretty awesome, man. When I first heard that, I was like, "Holy crap!" Anyway, it's a clip from "Waiting Man." This song builds and builds. My review of this song, Mark. We'll start with the music first. This song has a ton of syncopation. It has some odd time. It has, I think, there's a syncopated pattern going on, maybe in 3/4. Geez, it's pretty complex rhythmically. You just kind of have to take it all in. Like, if you start thinking about it, it just becomes like almost like a math exercise. So the best thing to do is just listen to it, take it in, and your brain has to get used to listening to things that are non-standard rhythms, you know. And once you can kind
Right.
of do that, you really start to appreciate it, and then you start to really like want things to sound like that. Well, like if you're listening to King Crimson, you know what I mean? You kind of want this. You're like, you put it on your, now you're, I'm expecting to hear something like this, you know? Which is, now they've set the expectation that I'm going to hear crazy polyrhythms and polymeters and syncopated rhythms over straight ahead beats, over kind of funk grooves, and then really beautiful melodies coming in, and even great lyrics too. So, yeah, Adrian Belew really, he really outdid himself on this record, not only musically but lyrically and vocal performance, as I said before. And before I turn it over to you, Mark, I'm going to say a couple things. One, about the lyrics. It seems like a little bit of a successor to the song on the last album, which was about "Please Wait," and I forget how to pronounce the name of that song, so apologies.
Mate Kudasai.
Yes, that's correct. But this one struck me as a little bit hopeful. I just took some notes here. So I said, so it does sound like, okay, I'm waiting, but like the way I got out of it was, it's not so much please wait, but now, so imagine like you're going on the road, right? It's like, okay, please wait for me to come back. But now I am waiting to come back, and because I am coming back, you know. And it's almost like I kind of saw it a little bit more hopeful, and also the music we just heard, I think, kind of reflects that in a way. Where it doesn't sound somber at all, it doesn't sound sad at all. You know what I mean? That music we just heard. So I thought, I think it's a brilliant song. It's one of the another fantastic song on the album. It's my review.
It's a good review.
What do you think?
So this is another song to me that, I mean, is the farthest reaches where they could have maybe made a single out of it.
Okay.
Musically, maybe not, but like
Mm-hmm.
lyrically and like, vocally, like his voice is great on this song, man. Just
Yeah,
so
it is.
good.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's a lot of complex like things going on in this song, like
Mm-hmm.
syncopation. I'm not even gonna get into that. Um,
Sure.
um, I do know that they talked about recording this album, and it got to a point where they like had a lot of tension because um, I think Robert Fripp really thought that they were kind of going away from their original vision when they reformed with Discipline. Um, Although I don't really know how. I think this still sounds pretty similar. Maybe not as maybe theatrical or outright outrageous as Discipline is on some tracks, but I think like musically, like sonically and vocally, I think it's pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this track, like, yeah, like the grooves are great, the vocals are great, the end is really great too. Like it has like his drums on this song almost sound like tribally, if I could
Mm-hmm.
say that. Like it sounds like on an earlier King Crimson album called Lark's Tongue and Aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the title track on that kind of has like a jungly like drum sound to it, and it reminds me of that. Um, yeah, so this is a great song. The whole first half of this album is just absolutely excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Top tier. Love
Yep.
it. Not saying the second half is bad. I'm just saying the first half is just phenomenal. Like top tier. I love every song on the first half. Um, this song included. So, yeah.
Okay. I have some notes here before we move on, Mark, about Robert Fripp, what you're talking about. And he said that Bill and Adrian thought beat was better than discipline. For me, this was an indication of how far the band had already drifted from its original vision.
Hmm.
And he has said that I had nothing to do with the mixing of beat, nor did I feel able to promote it. So he didn't really like it, apparently. This record.
Yeah,
That's one
and
thing.
I
Yeah.
wonder if over time his views have changed on that, or
Mm.
if they still stay the same.
Okay. And there's a quote from Adrian where he says, the most awful recording making experience of his life, and one would he never choose to repeat. And both him and Bill Bruford have stated in retrospect that Heartbeat and Two Hands should not have been included on the album. So, wow,
That's
that's
weird. I don't really understand why though.
it's on the Wikipedia page, but I don't know if
Hmm.
it's true, but I'm assuming it is. So yeah, that is a very interesting thing, Mark. That oh, Adrian Belew and Bruford thought beat was superior to discipline. So there's a lot of conflicting reports and opinions, I guess, even internally in the band about this record. So yeah, what makes it an interesting record, right? That you got people inside the band have totally different opinions of it.
Sure.
But yeah, so far, Mark, it's like we're on the fourth song or something, fourth or fifth song.
Yeah, for some.
Fourth song. The album is 4 for 4 for me. I mean, the first four songs are, and this is side A of the vinyl, is top tier, and it stands up against Discipline, in my opinion, as far as how good it is. The first side A of this album.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to side B. Gonna talk about Neurotica. I'll play a clip from it.
Yeah, so start around 17 seconds ish.
Okay. What'd you say? What'd you say?
Said another goosebumps moment for me right there.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So that was a clip from Neurotica. Definitely different from the other songs we've heard. Quite a bit different. Yeah, Mark. This one was a tough one for me to review, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty tough. Yeah.
I mean, I gotta be honest with you. On first listen, on the first time I listened to it, I didn't really like it, to be honest with you.
Right.
But let me give a big caveat. I've listened to this album in the last 2 days 5 times, and before that 3 times. A couple days before that. So my review of it since the first time is not the same as it is now. Okay, so that's one thing.
Okay.
So the part that you just talked about, there's a riff. I think it's in 5/8. Maybe. Let me go back a little bit. So, Mark, this song is definitely weird. I'm not gonna say it's not weird. It is a weird song, but there's a lot of cool things happening in it. And then once I listened to it a few times and I got past the kind of spoken word stuff and the because at first I mean, look, the first four songs on this album sounds nothing like this. So
Hmm.
it is totally jarring when it comes in. You know what I mean? To the experience you just because the other songs were like introspective, right? There's like Waiting Man and The Heartbeat and Neil Jack and Me, and it's like all this emotional music, and then all of a sudden it comes out of nowhere with this. And what's funny is on multiple listens, I started to appreciate that because it does shift the tone for the second half of the album. And so overall, Mark, it is a song I liked. It's a song that grew on me for sure on multiple listens. It's not, I wouldn't put it up against the side A for me personally, but I do think it's a good song. It's not, there's a song on this record that for me on side B was my least favorite on the album. So this is definitely not one. This is one I liked on multiple listens. So
Okay.
yeah. So that's a spoiler for the later of the album. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
so there you go.
well, there has to be a least favorite song, right? So.
That's true. That is true. So yeah, Mark, what do you think about this one? I know you gave you goosebumps, so obviously you like
Ah,
it.
well.
So yeah, yeah.
I mean, so to elaborate on what I was saying before about how they lost vision of like what they were originally going to do,
Hmm.
this song is, I think, so far in their '80s discipline or their repertoire, this is the craziest song that they've made.
Hmm.
Um, it might not be overall the craziest, but this song is absolutely chaotic. From the music to like the meter to to the time signatures, to his singing, to the lyrics. Everything about this song is like the title says, neurotic. It's
Mm-hmm.
insane.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure. Yeah.
that being said, as someone who enjoys out of ordinary insane music, I fucking love this song. I absolutely love this song. I think the
Mm-hmm.
song is incredible, and I think this is a more disciplined era song and might not fit on this album as well as it maybe they intended originally. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a song that, even like you said, Troy, the first time I heard this song, I was just like, "The hell is this?"
Right. Yeah, that was my
Like,
reaction too the first time. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you listen to
Yeah.
like the first four tracks, you're like, "Okay, it's like pretty straightforward so far." And you listen
Mm.
to this, and you're just like, "Holy shit, man! The hell is going on?"
Right.
But over time, I've really, really grown to appreciate this song and how insanely weird it is, and how great his vocals are. How, dude, he's playing guitar in the beginning, and he makes it sound like it's like a siren. Did you catch that in the
I
beginning?
did. I did. Yep.
Yeah. Like the dude can literally texture his guitar to sound like actual like sounds in nature, and like he makes the elephant noise on Discipline. He does like sirens. He does. It's the dude's. So, I can't even like state how underrated he is. But as far as like the album goes, this is a very similar track style and listening to the next album, which is Three of a Perfect Pair.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the first half is like very accessible, very like straightforward tracks, and then the second half is like more experimental and bizarre and just out there tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I guess maybe they did that so like you could listen to the first half and then just be done with it. Um, but yeah, I love this song. I mean, this and Neil and Jack and Me, I think, are the two highlights in the album, personally.
Okay.
So
Cool. I need more listens, but because the more I listen to it, the more I liked it. That's the truth. So,
it's very
yeah.
this is I've said this from the get go. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot sit down and listen to this band one time. This is a maybe even years of listening to really appreciate what's going on. So
Yep. Let's move on to the next one, Mark, which is Two Hands. I'll play a clip from this one. Mark, that's a clip from Two Hands. This song actually builds too. Um, Mark, this is a song I actually ended up really liking. I think his wife wrote the lyrics.
yes,
Um, and I think the lyrics are great, man. It's really talking about the perception of a painting on the wall of a couple's bedroom.
yep,
And there's some really nice stuff going on lyrically here. And I think maybe, I could be wrong. Um, I think, how should I put this? I would imagine if you're the wife of a famous musician, right? A touring musician, and you're home and you're not on the road with that person. A lot of things might be going through your mind, right? You might be missing the person for sure, which I think is obviously happening here. You also might be worried about them. You might be worried about their health, if they get into an accident, right? You also might be worried about human nature, right? What if they're cheating on me? What if, you know, that happens? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I think I was trying to read into some of the undertones of this song and try to put myself in her shoes when she was writing the song. And I really empathized with her, and I thought that the lyrics are great. I think the vocal performance is great, and the music is great, and the guitar tone is just amazing on this album,
hmm
on this song in particular. And again, I was listening to my headphones, I'm like, wow, it sounds so good. And then there's the rhythms that are going on here with the kind of percussion. I really like this song. It was another highlight for me. What did you think about it, Mark?
yeah. I mean, this of the trio of songs on this album that could possibly be promoted as a single, this is another one.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do like this track and
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate the lyrics and everything,
Mm-hmm.
this doesn't satiate my love of like King Crimson's like insaneness
Sure, sure,
as the
sure.
other tracks do. But if I'm in the mood for a song like this, nothing scratches an itch better than this song. Um,
Yeah.
it has such a just a nice, and I'm gonna say this too. Like it's weird saying this in the same sentence. This King Crimson song is very chill. Um,
You
it's
know what it is,
nice.
Mark? It's their version of a ballad.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, they got a
Yeah,
couple on
yeah,
this album,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
It's got that like there's like a nice little like synth guitar part in the middle too that
Hmm.
it's just a nice touch and just yeah, like you said, the lyrics are great.
Hmm.
Um, music's great. Just nice and chill, you know? And it's funny too, because it's literally sandwiched in between two pretty insane tracks.
I
So
know the
um
placement of it is a little weird on the album because the flow is like it's like an insane song, and then this song is a super ballady for them, and then it's like another insane, two more insane songs. But I
right,
guess
yeah.
where else would you put it? I mean, I don't know. I don't even know where you'd put it on the album. To be honest with you, maybe at the end. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
I think this kind of goes this
Right.
kind of goes back to now reading that comment about how Heartbeat and Two Hands shouldn't have been on this album. It
Hmm.
kind of makes a little bit more sense
I
given the
see.
fact that those are two of like the more, you know, popular appealing tracks that could have been singles. I think Heartbeat was a single actually,
Hmm.
um but that does kind of make sense because given what we know now with like the whole album and everything, like maybe they should have been omitted and they should have put some other crazier stuff on here, but I mean, I don't know. It's too late obviously for that. So,
I like it. I like the fact that there's more accessible stuff mixed in with the craziness. I think it's good.
yeah, and I would say
Yeah.
overall this is probably the most accessible of the three personally,
Hmm.
but
Right.
yeah. No, but just a very good track. There's
Yeah.
honestly, according to me, there's no bad tracks on this album, but
Sure. Yeah. The next one, Mark, is The Howler. I'll play a clip from that. So, Mark, I counted this on my like fourth listen. I think it's in 15/8. Let me check.
15/8, you are correct, sir.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's like
Do you
88
know
and
why I
7/8.
know that?
Why is that?
Because it's almost exactly the same as the riff he plays in. Have you ever heard "Genius of Love" by Tom Tom Club?
Yes.
I guarantee you've heard it,
Yes.
but that's in 15/8, and it's almost exactly the same. So that's why I knew it.
Oh, I see.
And
Gotcha.
then I counted it back, and it took me like 10 times to even try to get it. So
Well, what's interesting, Mark, is the opening, which is really weird sounding opening, like kind of intentionally weird, intentionally off, is in 7/8, and then
hmm
the main groove that Tony Levin brings in is in 5/4, and that has all of these grooves, especially the 7/8 and then the 5/4 groove, they all have a very uneasy feeling to them.
hmm
Like it's like all over the place rhythmically, like obviously intentionally. I thought this song, I thought the song was pretty cool. I thought it was like rhythmically, what's going on in this song is like is wild. What's happening, and I love that little middle part that we played and how it breaks down there. I thought all that was great. I thought it was a cool song. Would I rank it as high as the stuff on side A? Probably not, but I do think it's. I probably liked it more than Neurotica, I would say.
Okay.
Um, Two Hands I really liked. So for me on side B, it's it's up there. I did like it a lot. What did you think about this one?
I mean, I love Neurotica, so therefore by default I have to love this song too because it's
Okay,
so
gotcha.
chaotic.
Yeah.
Um, no, I do love this song too. I love how just chaotic it is, and I love that 7/8 intro is so great, which and it
Hmm.
like reverberates through the entire song. And yeah, you're right, it did count it. Yep. Um, and that weird that 15/8. I mean, like what? Like
Well, wait
that's
till you
like that's
hear 15/16 and 15 is an interesting time signature, whether it's 8 or 16. But
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Um, yeah, just a lot of stuff going on, like your classic progressive rock, just changing meter and key and everything, time signatures over and over, and just playing crazy polymetrics and This song though, I agree with you what you said before, how it has like a very somber feel to it.
Hmm.
Um, this is another song that's based off of, or lyrically is based off of another beat writer book, which I
Hmm.
believe is called Howl. I think it's just called Howler. I think it's Allen Ginsberg. Oh no, it's just called Howl. I think it's a poem, if I
Mm.
remember correctly. Um, but yeah, very cool track. Um, I agree with you that I think it starts to trail off a little bit in the second half, and the first half is probably stronger.
Hmm.
Um, but that doesn't. I still love this whole album though. I can't really like. I can't say I like one side more than the other because I love these three '80s albums so much where it's just it's hard to pick
When
honestly.
we first
So
started this channel back in March, we did a King Crimson episode, and I think I had listened to this album one time, maybe back then. I can't remember exactly, because I listened to a bunch of King Crimson albums like in a row at that time. Um, and my take on side B of this album now is different than it was back then. Back then, I really didn't like side B at all on the first listen back then. But now that I've listened to it multiple times, it's grown on me. This is a song that grew on me for sure, as well as the Two Hands song, as well as Neurotic actually, because the first time I heard it, I just didn't like it. But now
yeah.
I've liked it more. So yeah, so it's cool. It's cool to go back and listen to this record multiple times and like start to really get into it, and because I like side A even more now than I did before, back then.
And I
So
think
yeah,
as time goes on, you're gonna like them even more because
probably, yeah,
you're
probably.
really gonna be able to take them in more. Because when I first listened to these albums, I honestly didn't even really like them that much. I
Okay.
was just like, because I listened to kind of like chronologically. Like I heard Red the first time I heard, I was like, this is awesome.
Hmm.
That's like almost like a hard rock album, basically,
Right.
metal album. But these are just so sonically different than anything they ever made. It's just like it took a while for me to get into them, but the reward was well worth it because these are some of my favorite albums. Not even just of progressive rock of all time. Like,
Yeah. Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
I love them.
Well, Mike, the last one is Requiem. I'm going to play a clip from it.
And I will say there is a hidden track, but it's only included in their like box set from this era,
Okay.
which is called it's called On and Off the Road, and it's their like the box set of the three albums. So
Oh, okay. So, Mark, that's a clip from Requiem. So my take on this song, Mark, is the beginning is awesome, as I was just saying.
yeah,
Love that. Quite frankly, Mark, I just think I need to listen to it more times, maybe, because this is on the record. This was my least favorite on the album.
Troy,
Yeah.
it's mine too.
Okay. All right. I just couldn't. You know what it sounds like? Aside from the beginning, it just sounds like. I mean, I know it sounds like all improv. I'm assuming it is all improv.
It is, yeah.
But it sounds like they're just kind of. I don't know. It doesn't sound like there's much structure to the improv, which is okay. But I don't know. It just compared to the rest of the songs on the album, like even songs I like less on the songs like Requiem and The Howler, I definitely like those songs, but not as much as songs on side A. Like this one, even compared to the other ones, I don't know. I couldn't get into it that much, if I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm happy to listen to it more to try. So in my opinion.
Yeah, so this song to me is like a throwback to their like 70s like you said like improv like era like songs like Fracture. Fracture's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And like Providence I believe on Red and Red is also improv.
Mm-hmm.
Um that stuff's cool, but like I don't know, it's not really why I'm here, like
Mm-hmm.
um I can appreciate it. And I think with this song, this is a song that they recorded like separately. They like went into the studio separately and recorded it because they were having like a tiff with each other or something.
Mm.
So I don't know if that had affected it at all. Maybe they kind of just like were pissed off and they're just like, no, I'm gonna play this like crazy shit that doesn't make any sense. Um, but yeah, this even over time, this song really never did anything for me. And I'm kind of
Mm.
glad that it's at the end Because like sometimes if I'm not really in the mood for it, I'll kind of just cut it off at the howler. Um,
Hmm.
but like I can like again like can't even underestimate these guys' musical prowess. But if you're not in the mood for like an improv piece, it's not really gonna do much for you.
Sure.
Um, it that doesn't mean that it doesn't have cool parts. Like I love the intro, like you said, the intro
Mm-hmm.
is awesome, and
Yeah.
there's parts in there that are pretty cool too. But it's just like a mess really. And like I like controlled messes like Neurotica more. So
Okay. Yeah, Mark, I would say, for sure this is definitely the least favorite on the record. But as you said, if I was listening to this record on repeat, The Howler is a really good one to have a final song, I would say.
mhm.
And or you could even swap like two hands and make that the last or something if you were rearranging the stuff. But this song is cool, Again, as you said, the beginning was really good. I'll give it some more listens. I'll try to get in the right headspace for it because I think what's interesting about this album is you have songs like Heartbeat and Neil Jack and Me and The Waiting Man and all that, and then you have this on the same album. It's just so different that
Yeah,
it should be
it is.
jarring for a single listen. Which I don't mind, so I'll give it a few more listens. But overall, Mark, I really like the album. Do I think it's a perfect prog rock masterpiece like Discipline? No. Do I think it's very, very good and most of it is great? Yes, that's my review of it.
Yeah, it's definitely not as good as Discipline, but I mean,
Yeah,
it still has, like I said, great standout moments.
yeah.
Some of my favorite in their entire catalog, like Neil and Jack and Me and Neurotica are like two of my favorites overall.
Okay.
Um, and even like Satori and Tangier is awesome too. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
as a full album, it's not as good as Discipline, and I don't think it's as good as Three of a Perfect Pair. That's just me though.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you have people on mostly people say that Discipline is the best, and I think that's like pretty standard at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But you have like your Beat camp and you have your Three of a Perfect Pair camp, so um, they could go back and forth really. Um, but when we make that episode, we'll talk about that more. But
Sure.
uh, do I think this deserves to be listened to? Absolutely, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If you like progressive music, if you like gifted musician virtuoso type music, like if you like Dream Theater, you'll love this.
Mm-hmm.
Troy, you can attest to that.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah. If you like, put it this way, if you like I mean, Dream Theater is very proggy, but Dream Theater has a lot of metal to them.
mm,
If you like the more proggy side of Dream Theater, if you appreciate that, you gotta like this stuff because this is you can hear a lot of influence on Dream Theater's rhythms, and I mean, the use of odd time signature is not like King Crimson's the only one to ever do it, but there is a song on the New Millennium, literally sounds like Neil Jack and Me, the beginning of it. And the John Mayung is using a Chapman stick on that song. So they're definitely influenced by this era of King Crimson for sure. I mean, I would almost bet money on it, but who knows? I mean, it got to be. So, Mark, I think this is a very good album. Some parts of it are great, I would say, and really nice, enjoyable listen. I'm glad I listened to it, 8 times in a week. So yeah,
yeah,
there you
yeah, it'll do that to
go. So Mark, well, any last words?
you. I love these albums. I can't even understate how much I love these albums. So
Good, good.
I was
Well,
so
if
so happy that you wanted to do it. So
no problem. Well, folks, if you're still listening, you're probably a very good Discord candidate. So we do have a free community Discord, and you can come in there and talk about this album or any albums or any music you want. It's just for music lovers. It's all free, and there's quite a few people in there now. It's getting somewhat popular in our community. So come in there, and the link will be in the pinned comment on this episode. If you like this episode, though, please consider giving us a like, leave a comment on the video. That'd be great. And if you like content like this and variety content of just album reviews, talking about music, and doing it all for the love of music, consider giving us a subscription. All right. Well, Mark, thanks again, and until next time.
aloha.
All right.